What's good, y'all? I'm out here early, but not too early. Still a little bit of overcast, man, so I'm gonna try to catch some fish around here, top water. I'll throw a few things around. Hopefully I can have some decent luck. We'll see how it goes. I just saw a fish, man. I thought he was gonna blow up on my bait too, because I saw him. But I won't spend too much time trying to get a blow up off top water. It might not happen, it might happen. Yeah, oh man, he missed it. I gotta run it back though. Ah man, that fish missed it too. So I'm gonna follow up with a lizard where that fish blew up on my bait at. And hopefully I can catch him. That was a pretty decent fish too. I don't know how he missed it. All right, so I've thrown I don't know, that's a snapping turtle right there though, with all them bubbles, and I'm thinking that's a snapping turtle. Ooh, that's a decent fish. I got hit and didn't even realize it. I thought I ran into some wood. It's a good fish right there though, man. He bringing me over here too. Oh, hold on, big fella. Give him a little bit of drag. Ain't no bad. It ain't a bad one to start the morning off. Ain't a bad one to start the morning off. Hooked him good too. Man, he knocked that thing out the park. And I was about to switch on to something else too. That ain't a bad fish, man, to start the morning off. I mean, sheesh. Surprised me too off the chatterbait. I was just about to make a switch, man, because I felt like that thing wasn't subtle enough. But man, he hit it pretty good. He wanted it too. All right, man, release, little guy. All right, man, so I just made a subtle change because I wanted to throw a soft plastic. Now I'm gonna tell you guys what I did. I took a fluke, super fluke. I rated on 1/4 of an ounce bullet head, but it's the screw in. So I can do a number of things. I can fish this thing like a soft plastic. I can kind of pop it. I can swim it through the water. I can do a number of things with it though. And got a fish on it. Got a decent fish on it too. That's what I'm talking about, just a subtle adjustment like that, man. Swimming that thing, he came and hit it good too. That's a good fish too. That's a good fish, man. Come here, big guy. Would you look at that? Just a small, subtle adjustment, man, like that, y'all. So, I was just kind of popping that thing, man, and just kind of playing with the retrieve, and sure enough, that fish came and got it, and that ain't a bad fish, man. That's about a 3-pounder, man. But he, just like, I don't know, man, sometimes fish, they don't want nothing moving, so you just gotta kind of play with just something different, man. And he kind of hit that thing on the fall, man, but that's a beautiful fish right there, man. Nice size, nice girth to him. Man, I ain't mad at that. I want a lot of you guys, I normally don't fish I don't fish a fluke often, man. But I have though. I will fish it when need be. And not only that, I don't fish 1/4 of an ounce bullet weight very often. But I needed something that'll sink to the bottom and that I could swim. So I was just kind of playing with that retrieve right there, man. And so I was kind of popping that thing off the bottom. And just kind of playing with the retrieve a little, something a little different. So what you'll see me do now is, because I know it's fish in this pocket, so all I'm doing is just popping it, giving it a crazy retrieve, swimming it a little bit. So I'm just retrieving it, popping it, retrieving, popping it, and that's it. Just kind of giving this thing a little bit of life. I think that's why I love fishing so much, man. The challenge of it, like you throw a bait all morning and you know, catch 1 or 2 and then you switch over to something, and the first time you switch over to it, like a fish hit it. And, I think that's what kind of gets me going, being able to make those adjustments, but just being challenged in a lot of ways. Not the physical challenge, man. I've had that all my life, just, you know, being a guy who plays sports, but I guess the mental aspect of it, right? Having something that challenges you mentally, where you have to think, you have to make adjustments. You almost have to kind of do things that may be out of your element or that you wouldn't normally do just to catch a fish. So I think that aspect of it is super cool, man. And I think that's what keeps me wanting to fish all the time and learn more, just because of that challenge. Another one. Oh man. And he hit that thing on the fall too, and this is a good fish too. Oh man. This is a great fish. Man, there's some big ones out here this morning too. Oh man, oh man. Come here, big fella. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's barely hooked too. Oh man, what a morning. Man, look at this fish, y'all. That fluke is killing him, man. That fluke just going out there popping it. It's deadly, man. Man, oh man. Look at that. Another chunk, man. That's a huge fish, bro. Man, oh man. Just that small adjustment, y'all. Just small adjustments, man. Now, these are the kind of fish I'm looking for. Them last two I caught, those are the type of fish I'm looking for. But man, that's a chunk. Let's get this beautiful fish back. Okay, big fella. Just experimenting, man. A huge part of fishing is, you know, just experimenting with, you know, what you have and kind of doing stuff that way. So now I'm gonna take this thing and kind of fish it like a soft plastic as opposed to the erratic. And I think that's a fish. Ah, that's a fish. He hit it and came back. I knew it was a fish the first time. I knew it was a fish the first time. All right, man, this ain't a bad fish either. Yes, sir, I knew I wasn't tripping. All right, man, this ain't a bad fish, man. Hey, man, all of these fish are keepers, though. Fix your tail, boy. Tell grandma we still looking for them. Ain't a bad fish, though, man. Like, these are keeper fish. Right now, like, if I'm fishing a tournament, man, I got like 9 pounds of fish, so that ain't bad, man. So we just out here making subtle adjustments. It's weird because I felt that fish hit the bait, and I was just like, yo, this feels kind of weird. Is that a fish or not? And I stopped it, and he came back and he hit it again. So I guess he wanted it. That's another. Oh my God. That was another fish too. I can tell by the way my bait looked. Yeah, that was another fish too. Yep, he knocked the hook out of the place. So I'm just slowing this thing down now and kind of fishing it, popping it off the bottom. It's just a bunch of fish stacked up in this one area. And again, it's like the mouth of a pocket and they're just feeding on these bait fish. So I just elected to slow it down and try to get them that way, and it's worked. So if you guys ever I don't know if you guys watch like FLW, Bassmaster Classics, like those tournaments, what those guys try to do, man, they try to get out here early in the first hour so a fish can go ahead and get their limit. So then it's not pressure on them to catch fish, a bunch of fish. They're just trying to call out the smaller ones at that point. Got another one. And it's a nice fish too. Good God almighty. Man, I ain't had a day of fishing like this in a while. These are big fish too. Man, I ain't had a morning of fishing like this in a while, bro. Look at that fish, another chunk, bro. That's 5 fish right there, man. Like a 4, a 3, like a 2, like 2 1.5 pounders, man. So like these are nice fish, man. Let me get this fish back. Release. So I'm just making these long casts, letting the bait fall, and I'm just kind of working it. I'm changing my retrieve. Sometimes I'm slowing it down. I'm reeling it real slow and pop, pop. So now I just went back to fishing it like a normal soft plastic, bouncing it off the bottom. I went heavier than I like to go. Normally, like I said, I fish 1/16, 1/8 of an ounce. I'm going 1/4 of an ounce today. And this is the heaviest that I'll go unless like I'm punching gnats or something. But I wanted to make sure my bait was touching the bottom because I felt like there was some fish on the bottom. I was fishing the top level and the bottom level, but I wasn't fishing the bottom level of the water. And I felt like I wasn't giving myself the chance to catch some of those fish, man. And sure enough, I've caught some decent ones, man. And the crazy thing is I've been fishing this soft plastic super fast too. That's another one. That's a decent fish too. Oh man. All right. Release.